relationship issues?
Relationship Talk
On 702.
So, on our relationship feature this morning, we are having a conversation about something that sometimes divides partners because their approaches are often different. We're talking about how to manage relations with your ex. There are various reasons why a person may want to maintain a relationship with their ex. And yes, some of you do it because you actually still have feelings for them and you are hoping that they'll come back to you one day and you guys can fix things. But some of you genuinely just feel like, I have shared a life with this person. I was married to them. We share kids together. Or we were together for 5, 10 years, whatever, 2 years. And you feel like, you know, I've met their family. They've met mine. Therefore, you don't just cut off relations with someone that you have actually loved, but you've moved on and they've moved on and both of you respect it. There are different reasons people do it. And I wonder if it is possible to have a healthy relationship with an ex. I want you to share your own experiences with us. Are you a type of person who, and under what circumstances also do you decide, I want to maintain relations with this person? Whether you send them a happy birthday message whenever it's their birthday, or maybe if they do lose, God forbid, someone who is their loved one, you go to a funeral, even though you've not been with this person for so long. And how do you manage it, even especially when the person is in a relationship or you are in a relationship? How do you manage it? Please share your experience with us on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. Remember, you can watch this conversation live on YouTube. You can go to the 702 YouTube account and you can watch while listening to us. Refiloe Khameli is a relationship coach in studio with us, who's going to be guiding us through this conversation. How are you doing, Refiloe? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Clement. It's such a pleasure being back here.
Should we or should we not maintain relations with our exes? Or does it depend on individuals?
It really depends on what the individual prefers and the circumstances surrounding the breakup. A lot of the people are able to keep the respect, throughout their conflict in their relationship and throughout the breakup. And, you find that, they are good for each other as friends because maybe that's how they started, as there was a deep friendship before the relationship started. And that's why they're able to maintain, healthy relations afterwards.
And how do we then negotiate that with our own partners? Because it's easy to have relations with your ex when they don't have anyone or you don't have anyone. But if they have someone and you now want to still talk to them, or you have someone they want to talk to you, how do you rationalize that? Should you sit down with your partner and say, listen, I still want to maintain relations with this person, or you must do it secretly?
It's a better idea to talk about it openly. Some people have been burnt, obviously, in the past because that relationship doesn't end up being what it was promised. It says, like, we are exes and we are not doing anything behind your back, and that happens to be a lie. So when they enter into a new relationship, they tend to be wary of anybody that was in your previous life. But around the conversation, I guess there could be even, an introduction. Maybe this person sees the two of you interacting and seeing that there's really nothing there. But I know that
introduction.
It's been known to happen, and we've seen that some couples actually, thrive by really maintaining their old relationships because of what the person means to them and how they can enrich their new relationship. I know people don't tend to look at it that way, but it is possible.
What are some of the reasons in your experience why people want to keep relations with their exes?
A good one is because the relationship is good for them. And I'm talking about the friendship part of the relationship. Perhaps this person motivates them often, or they are a safe space, or they allow them to be who they feel like they truly can be. There's also a reason of perhaps they share kids or maybe a business. There's been instances where the relationship works outside of it having been a previous romantic relationship. Yeah.
Okay. And I do get it, obviously, especially when people have had kids together.
Yeah.
Because, that relationship at some level has to exist, there are children that are involved. You know, they want to be with the dad, they want to be with the mom. But there are cases then where we were not married, we've never had kids. There's no reason for us to really be together. But again, as you say, maybe some people shared an important friendship in that relationship, so they want to still keep that. So what would you then define as a healthy boundary with your ex, especially maybe whether the breakup was hard or not, actually, just a healthy boundary? How would you advise our listeners to keep or maintain that?
Well, the first most important thing is the reason why you are staying together. I mean, I do know that, sometimes there's a person hoping that something happens. So that is why it's important to, upon the breakup, really just process and see for yourself that, why do I want this person to be in my life? And if it's purely out of friendship, then the two of you will have to speak about boundaries to say, are we keeping the communication to text? Are we calling each other? Are we ever going to meet? And what does that mean for both of us? Because I do know that sometimes the intimacy was so deep that perhaps two people keep the relationship purely for that function. Yeah. But the boundaries would need to be communicated, especially you don't want to start talking about them when you start moving on. Because by nature, the relationship has changed. So it needs new rules.
Can we send each other happy birthdays?
I mean, I'm not going to dictate to you, but a harmless happy birthday and, it's a new year. I don't think anything can happen. But if your current partner sees that as a violation of a boundary,
then
of course,
you have to have a conversation there.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's where it becomes an issue as well, is your partner okay with it?
Yeah.
Because if you have a partner and you're busy wishing happy birthdays, but they don't know, and the reason they don't know, that they wouldn't like it, then that's already reason why either you shouldn't do it or you should start having a conversation with them. So there's also like silly things, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe your house, the password in your house, it's of your exes, by your ex's name. I've seen that case, by the way, happen. What do you like? And then your partner comes and says, no, you have to change this. Do you then respect that and say, okay, I know it makes you uncomfortable, let me change it? Or do you go, well, I've always had this password. Yes, it's of a name of an ex, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just for my own recollection.
Yeah, if you want your relationship to work out, obviously, with your new partner, there are a few concessions you're going to have to make. And this, I want to be honest, actually affects your friendship with your ex, because if you're going to be friends with me and every time you're in a relationship you ghost me, then that friendship over time will obviously, not be as healthy as people want it to be. But the biggest thing surrounding this is, if you've got nothing to hide, you need to be transparent to your new partner and say, listen, me and this person are no longer. And if it makes you uncomfortable, it's something easy, like, change the password. But there are things that you can't change. For example, what if you guys still work together? What if there's something prominent still binding you? So it's possibly an area of development for this new partner that has to see, what do I want this relationship to work? And what concessions can I make myself to accommodate this seeming friendship? But I think, be honest if you're getting texts, and be honest to the ex that, listen, my partner would not prefer us, talking about this. So let's cut it here.
Yeah, and if it works for you, go out on a drink with them, both of them.
It's possible. I know of people that have been, exes, and just to ease the new relationship, the other person wants to meet. Listen, I'd like to meet her or him, especially, and see how the friendship
you guys still maintain a relationship.
Exactly, to see that there is no
There's
threat.
Nothing. Yeah. Oh, but what if you see chemistry there that is undeniable?
And that's also possible. The chemistry could be a remnant of something that's happened. It's not necessarily something that's going to happen, because they get along.
Yeah.
There is history there.
I don't know. Like, you having drinks there, then suddenly the eyes connect. And
there's inside jokes.
And there's an inside joke of, when we were in Paris, and you're like, okay. 011-883-0702. What's your relationship with your ex? Are you still talking to them? Do you still wish each other happy birthdays? Are you the type of person who will go to the funeral, or when they have a wedding, you go? I think that's pushing it a bit if there's a wedding. But hey, who knows? Maybe you guys were friends. Maybe you guys have always maintained a friendship even in that relationship, and that's one thing that stayed with you guys. Please share your experiences with us. The number to dial is 011-883-0702. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702.
Hi, Clement. Good morning. I can honestly, sincerely say that I have got the best relationship with my ex-husband, and it's purely because of his pure heart. I don't have any negative. In that said, I think we make better friends than when we were married. So, but other than that, I think I would change nothing for anything.
Hi, Clement. It always surprises me that when people get divorced or now they suddenly become friends. And I'm always wondering that why didn't they become friends whilst they were married? Why is it now when there's separation, now they become best of friends? Human beings are very strange, hey? This is Busi from Rhodopod.
Hey, morning, Clems. Karina, I'm friends, but we still have each other's phone numbers, and then we have each other's statuses on WhatsApp, and we laugh, whatever. We have each other's phone numbers and that, but we had a brief relationship. I think it lasted for like a month or two. Wow. Yeah. So she has a partner. I'm single, but we're still okay. And 95% of my exes that I've dated, we are civil. Like when we meet in public, we chat sometimes, like we have to see each other and there's no bad blood. But yeah, I think that's the sort of person that I am towards them. I'm a chilled person. So if the relationship was not toxic and all that, the relationship afterwards, when you are in relationships separately, it becomes cool. So yeah, just be civil and be happy with each other. Then let's have a sharp man. Cook some tablet.
Hey, Clement. For the longest time, I used to keep in touch with my exes. Because I believe that when you're with somebody, give it your all, Give it your all. You're there for the right reasons. And should we part, or when we do part, we are not enemies, because we were once intimate. We once shared a special thing. We once had a bond and so forth, something special. So there's no need to act like we're enemies and so forth and so on. So I used to keep things as friendly as possible. So birthdays, if I can visit you, I will.
Visit?
Funerals, stuff like that, I'll do that. But that was until I met my current partner, who has a problem with me being in contact with my exes. So that had to stop, because I also have to respect her wishes.
Why are you visiting your ex birthday? And are you taking your partner with you when you go visit your ex? I must say, I take that approach too. My approach is always, if I have truly loved you, if my heart was yours, I find it difficult to just cut you off. I just feel like that is so unnatural to me. If I have been in a relationship with you that was full of love, you are a part of my life. And that doesn't mean I must talk to you every day or wish you a happy birthday every year. But I care about you. I'm always going to be able to take your call. And I believe you'll always be able to take mine. So I agree with that listener and that approach. I'm not so sure about like when it's a birthday you visit, especially when you have a partner, and unless you're of course honest to your partner and say, I'm going to visit this person. How do you deal with that though, Refiloe, if you have because this listener says, my partner wants nothing to do with that. Can you at least rationalize it or just respect their wishes? Or can you at least find a common ground here of how about we work through it this way?
Yeah, if they are honest, they'll give you their reasons why they don't think that's a good idea. And the biggest part is to protect something they feel like is sacred. Your attention now belongs to them, and they want to obviously lock that in. And there's something about exes, they know almost everything about your partner. So, sharing that is not necessarily ideal. And I want to also talk to the thing that, when you are dating and then after you become friends, is that expectations lessen when you no longer in the relationship. So you could probably take their call, you could have a conversation, but you don't rely on them to, live a life with you and give you their all, give you their attention, and the things that they've failed on, you've like now listened and you said, okay, I can just talk to them. They really are not a toxic person, and we maintained respect at that point of breakup, because the other thing that makes the friction is that the big blowout at the end, or if somebody perhaps was not faithful and it affected the other one deeply, as in mental health, heartbreak, all of those things. Those are some of the things that, if they're not present and you guys were amicable to say, this thing's not working, the friendship can actually evolve into something. But the partner that doesn't want you to stay, in contact deserves a listening to.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you guys can work through over time while you show them that, but I'm here with you with my entire presence, it could possibly evolve with time. But they do need a listen to, and for you to consider that.
And as you said earlier on, I mean, you could invite that ex so that your partner can see you guys interact to be convinced that there's nothing going on here. And hopefully, while your partner is cooking, the ex doesn't go, he doesn't like salt, or because that would also be a problem.
And we know, especially us ladies tend to be salty in that way, because we tend to want to one up the new person.
He doesn't like salty food or spice. Yeah, sure, but shut up. I'll figure that out myself. Ralph, you're calling from Boxburg. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. How are you?
Good, Ralph. Go ahead.
Yes, so I was saying I allowed my ex to be friends with my wife to be friends with her ex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because during the time when me and her were apart, she said he was very supportive and he was very helpful with her. And so I didn't mind it. But it became a problem when it was conversations every evening, and sometimes he'd be phoning a little bit late. And then I had to tell her that, no, look, there's some boundaries that we need to have here. If he's calling you to say happy birthday or to see how your week was, I can tolerate that. But if it's you guys talking every evening and, you're constantly chatting, that becomes a problem. And we argued about it quite a bit. And eventually I told her that, look, think of it this way. If I have an ex that wants to speak to me all the time, ask yourself how you're going to feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have an ex that is close to you and you still want to keep that relationship, the first thing you have to do is, the first person in your life is the person that you are with. The person that you say you love, the person you're married to.
Definitely.
You have to choose them first, in other words. And when you choose them first, if they're going to allow you to have this friendship or to maintain this friendship, that managing those boundaries is your job, not theirs. And you have to make sure that if you want to keep this relationship, you have to make sure that this person is happy. Your husband is happy. Another thing would be, you can't be friends with another man if that man can't be friends with your man. You see, regardless of whether he's an ex. Yeah, if I have a female friend that I know will not get along with my wife, I cut that person out, or I limit that contact, because I know it's going to rock the boat.
Yeah, Ralph, just a quick question. You said that you allowed your wife to be friends with her ex because she said that when you guys were apart, he was supportive. By apart, what do you mean? Was there a time when you guys were not together?
Yes. Yes. We were together and then we broke up.
And the ex was there to support her. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I didn't want to get into it too much.
Yeah. Okay.
And I said, look, if he was supportive, fine, I understand. On my side, I also have friends of mine that were supportive. And what I quickly learned was that when any one of my exes phoned, she would throw her toys.
You see, now it has to be, it can't be one way, eh?
Yes, it can't be.
It can be one
That's
way.
when I said to her that, look, it's up to you. Think about it. The way that you want my exes to be in contact with me is use the same brush.
Yeah.
And that way we will be happy.
Okay, Ralph, thank you so much for sharing that. Jeez, so much Ralph is raising. Absolutely agree with the fact that, I mean, if you are in a heterosexual relationship, you're friends with, as a man, with a lady, a woman who wouldn't be friends with your wife, you must question that in some way, because and by friends doesn't mean they have to be besties, but at least tolerate each other to be in one place. But yeah, I guess I get where Ralph is coming from. One thing I don't understand though is, if I'm with you, Refiloe, and we somehow go through issues, I wouldn't want you to go to your ex, or even if the ex is supportive as a friend, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. That's not a moment that requires that. That's a moment that, when we come together, let's keep it moving. But in a moment where we are apart, go to your besties. I don't want an ex to be supportive there.
Sometimes there are no besties, and sometimes
that's the only one.
it's situational. Perhaps they were there, or they witnessed something, or they saw something, something that prevents them. They're just being human. They're helping you out through a situation. They can notice, this person was usually being dropped off here by their husband, but all of a sudden they're taking taxis. Is there something I can help? But I want to talk to that point of when the person kept on phoning, and then the caller had a sort of took issue with that. I do agree that your current partner needs to be your main focus, and boundaries need to be almost set. But one thing you should ask yourself is, are you giving the current relationship enough attention for them not to feel threatened? And for partners, the newer partners, my question would be, what is it about the friendship? Maybe if my partner can talk to me about, how does this person make them feel, and what void is there that perhaps I can rise to, or sort of with time get them to be comfortable enough, not necessarily for them not to need the other person, but for me to take something that didn't work out and use it to our favor to enrich our relationship. But they will click differently. That's because that other person is different from you, but that's a cause for you to grow your intimacy as a couple, by asking each other the right questions about, what is it about this friendship that really gets you going, that you can't let go of it, that you have to speak to this person every day? Let's explore that.
I like that. I like that that gives an opportunity for you as a couple to look at what's missing. Maybe I can rise to the occasion and fill that void that you find gets filled by an ex. When we have a conversation about, what is it really what do you guys talk about? What is it? And I can find a way to really come through on that front. All right, it's 11:31 now.
Relationship issues
Relationship talk.
on 702.
23 minutes before 12 o'clock on our relationship feature this morning, we're talking about managing relations with our exes. How do you manage a relationship with your ex? Maybe you were married, maybe you guys have kids together. Is it more difficult then? Is it much easier then? Do you only relate in as far as the kids are concerned, or do you find time for each other as friends, or as the father, the mother, or as the parents of this child? So we want to know how you're managing those relations with your ex. I want to go to some calls now. Let's start with Isaac, who's calling us from Orange Farm. Isaac, good morning.
Good morning, Clement. How are you?
Good, Isaac. How's it going?
Easy and difficult same time. Yes. Clement, yes, I've got my ex, ne? We divorced long ago, and then we got 4 children. Now, our relationship is difficult to manage. I even tell my ex that, this thing of you always, when you come to me and then you just come to say me, we've been grown up, and then one day you'll have a heart attack and then you'll be gone, because you you don't know how to talk to me. You just come and swear at me, and then even the children now, they did realize that father and mother, they are not together. Now they use that opportunity when she feels that the mother, that something that is not doing, that it's in his favor or her favor, she ran to me. When I'm disciplining them, and then they run to the mother.
To their mother.
Because they can see these two people are not together.
How long have you guys been apart, Isaac?
It's almost 10 years.
10 years. And are you partnered now? Are you with someone now? Is she married or with someone else now?
Yeah, with someone, and then she did go and have 3 children with somebody else. Okay. And then I'm with someone. Now it seems like it's things that she demand. She want to make this other one to feel that I'm the one there. And then I think this other partner passed away. Now she came back to Joburg. She was in Northwest. She came back to Joburg. Now she started to be a problem again.
Sorry, which partner passed away?
Her husband.
Oh, her husband passed away. Now she's Isaac. And now it's going to end up ruining Refiloe, now Isaac's relationship, because Isaac says she always wants to show this woman that I was there before. So how does Isaac deal with something like that?
It's really difficult, and my heart goes out to them, especially because they've got 4 children who must learn how to relate, when you break up with somebody from them. And these are some of the things that they will witness that will affect them for life. But the biggest thing is that sometimes we see that with couples when the one just can't forgive the other for ending the relationship because they feel like, they were robbed of a chance of, having a successful relationship, marriage or whatever. And they place the blame solely on that person. And that can last for a lifetime if, they really have not resolved the point that led them to really just be apart. But the children grow and the children will need some talking to in terms of managing their relationship. But if they are still obviously taking advantage, it's because the situation is that dire. So a big part of this, I don't know in the 10 years if he's attempted getting other family members involved, because sometimes you don't have to speak directly if there could be a mediator, especially about things that have to do with the children.
Tembi, you are calling from Benoni. Good morning.
Hi, Clement. Hi, Refiloe.
Sure.
Hi, Tembi.
So, hi. So, look, I have a good relationship with the father of my child. He's my ex. I'm married now. He is in a committed relationship. We have such a healthy co-parenting relationship to a point where if my daughter's grounded in my house, when she goes to her father's house over the weekend, she's still grounded.
The grounding remains.
It remains. We communicate so well with each other. My husband and the father of my child also just have a good relationship with each other. We understand that whatever happened between me and the father of my child happened. Yes, I was hurt, but I had to put my child's well-being first, and it's been amazing. I cannot complain. I feel like I just need to send a shout out to the father of my child because I don't complain for anything. I'd be lying about the program.
That's great.
I cannot complain for anything. So I feel like also it's important for us as parents to remember that there is a child in between everything that happened between me and you. There is a person that we brought. Although I am hurt, I had to heal from whatever happened in our relationship and also go for therapy. But remember that I'm raising a girl child. So I don't want to bleed onto her, So, yes, I just want to say that.
I want to clap for you because, one, I think it's important for us to also say when things are going well, because always we talk to fathers who are not present, women are always complaining. There are women out there who are blessed to co-parent in a healthy way, and I think we should be able to really raise that. But thank you. I clap for you as well because despite of your hurt, you were able to put that behind you and say, this
Yeah.
is not about me, this is about our child. And I think
100%.
a lot of the parents are struggling with that. They're always thinking, yeah, but this man betrayed me. Yeah, but there's a child here. At some point, you need to heal. You don't have to forgive him if you don't want, but at the very least, create a healthy environment that allows this child to grow up with a mom and dad who've got their best interests at heart. How is your husband taking it, your relationship with the father of your child? Is he okay with it?
He is very much okay. We are very transparent. We communicate. Even when we're throwing parties, everybody decides what they're doing, what's their task. All four of us. We come together and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. So it's just amazing. It's healthy. He's okay with it. He knows that if we're going shopping for the child, he knows that we're there for shopping, nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even allow any thought. Because I don't see him as my partner anymore. I just see him as the father of my child, and that's it.
Yeah. Tembi, amazing. Thank you so much. Wonderful contribution there from Tembi in Benoni. Salome in Attridgeville. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement and Refiloe. How are you?
Good. Go ahead.
We're good, thank you. I have separated from my husband, and it's now been 2 years. And that was one of the greatest decisions that I've ever done. We've been together for 30 years, so I grew up with him. So it is very difficult to detangle everything in our lives and live separately. So I went back to my mom's house, and my mom had passed on. So there's a lot of things that needed to be done here. You know, when I need a wardrobe to be fixed, I call him, he comes every day now, even when he types during work, and then he sleep on the sofa and then wake up and say, okay, sharp, see you. You know, so we have such a wonderful relationship. And he's always around. I'm a sickly person. When I'm admitted to hospital, he comes with the kids. And when I discharged, I call him, he will come and pick me up. He does that. So I think even people, my neighbors, they don't understand what is happening because he can come, I leave my car, and then we go together in his car, or we exchange cars like that. So I'm definitely sure no one knows there is a separation.
Is he with someone else, Salome?
No, I don't. I'm not seeing anyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. I'm also not sure that if he's still busy with the lady that actually made me decide, no, this is not on. I'm done with the cheating.
Okay.
But he's always available, and I can go to his house at any time. And I don't think that he is bringing her to our house.
Yes.
He goes to her, so we are free to do anything.
Yeah. And how do you guys have kids? How many?
We've got 3 kids. We've got 2 girls, and the last one is a boy. So he's always there. He goes to the parents' meetings. If I can't, he goes, collects the report, and talk together about that. So we're always talking, and the kids as well. They have a wonderful relationship with him.
Oh, that's amazing.
Especially my firstborn. Yeah, he comes, takes them to town. If he wants to do anything, he's also teaching my son on how to fix things, you know, welding and all of that stuff. He does it when he comes to work at my place, you know. So the relationship is stable, and I like it to stand like that.
Yeah, Salome, that's amazing. I'm hearing that, Refiloe, and I'm like, oh, so cute. They've been separated for about 2 years. And I really hope that it stays like that for many, even when they meet people, should they meet people separately, I hope they can still remember. Because when you spend 30 years with someone, guys.
A lot of interdependence. And
a lot of interdependence.
Yeah. And I think, you know, people that continue, despite the relationship have it needs to be commended, because it's very difficult. When you've been hurt, betrayed, and you feel like, I saw my forever with this person, and then it's no longer there. So for them to get over that and say, for the sake of the children or for the sake of peace, I want the children to have a good relationship with their father or their mother. I think that's to be commended, because it is a lot of emotional work that surrounds that.
Yeah. Let's go to WhatsApps now.
Morning, Clement. Regarding this thing, being friends with your ex, Clement. Clearly, people don't have enough problems out there. People just don't like peace. XKX, Clement. I mean, bye-bye. Unless you've got children, then we can have a conversation around that. But if you have a dog or a cat, no, somebody takes the dog, you can go get another dog, get another cat, it's fine. But bringing your ex into your current relationship, you're asking for trouble, Clement. I hear that thing. That will never work. Thank you, Bashe from Joburg.
Good morning, Clement. This is Simi. Clement, there is no self-respecting men or women who will agree to their current partner having a relationship, continuing to having a relationship with their ex. No way. Unless if that relationship is legally binding. Like, for example, if they share a business together or they share a child together. That way, yes, it's justifiable. But to just say in jail, like, no, we are still friends, whatever, he's my safe space. If it's your safe space, then why did you break up with him? So no way, this is just madness.
He's my safe space. Here's another one.
Hi, Clement. My cousin used to say he prefers that when the relationship doesn't work and we are exes and we must just be enemies so that people don't get to struggle thereafter with you trying to maintain this relationship with your ex and So I get it. It's best that people should just be enemies so that there can be peace in your next relationship.
Sure.
Anonza.
Okay, Anonza. Here's a tough one, Refiloe. I actually heard from someone the other day who has been talking to their ex, right? They haven't been together for just over a year. And I asked, did you tell this ex that you are now in a relationship? And this person says, no, I'm scared that the ex may get jealous and that's going to affect our relationship, right? Their friendship. So what do you do in a case like that where you've enjoyed this friendship with an ex because maybe you guys were still soothing each other since you separated, you understand both of you have been in pain, you're still trying to soothe each other, but now you've met someone, but you're scared to tell this one that, hey, I've moved on because maybe that one may take it the wrong way. How do you break the news?
There's no wrong way. There's only that way. He or she has moved on, but you can't hide that. At some point, they'll need to be transparent with their new partner as well as the ex, because what happens when they phone at night?
Yes.
And, because it's going to cause a rift now in the relationship. And I get it, because it's people we used to care about, and we know that on some level they still harbor feelings for us. That is why the processing of emotions needs to take place separately. It sounds to me that she may also still be in her processing of not wanting to hurt him, because sometimes that's why the two people remain friends, because there's one that's secretly hoping that they would come together, and there's one that's feeling guilty that they did something to and then they make concessions or becomes the helpful ex and then prevents the other ex from moving on. But all of these are feelings that need to be fleshed out, so you can examine for yourself, why am I scared of hurting him? Because I'm no longer in a relationship with him. Yeah.
Good day, Clement and listeners. On my side, for me, an ex is an ex for a reason. So for me, keeping contact with your ex, it seems like you want a piece of what you had previously in your relationship. And you lose focus when you're keeping contact with your ex. How are you going to grow your current relationship while you're busy contacting your ex and chit-chatting? So for me, it's a no. I'm married. I'm no longer in contact with my exes. It's been 18 years now. And me and my husband are happy. And we like this. We love what we have. So for us, it's okay. Thank you. It's Dumi from Pretoria.
Hi, this is an interesting topic. I'm I'm in a situation where I'm in a relationship with someone with kids, and it's boy kids, and I've got girls too, and it's both sides. And it's such an interesting phenomenon. I think being hands-on, being a hands-on parent, and it has shown me something else. My previous partner, ex-wife, we did not have initially it was not a proper cooperating relationship, but over time it has grown to the extent that I know what the child is doing, and it's something that I think we need. And like I always tell people that, you know what, when you look at your child, half of that child is you, so you must always consider the child.
Yeah, absolutely. Taboho, you're in 4As. Good morning.
Morning, Clement. How are you?
Sure, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So mine, it's rather a sad one, in a sense that I have a healthy one with the one this person I've been separated to. Also, my parents had to seek a restraining order because when she's with.
Oh, Debza, the line is not so good. Let's try and reestablish that, and hopefully, if I still have time, I can come back to it. Refiloe, just the last words, advice to our listeners who maybe some are still caught up in the middle. Like, I don't know, should I not do it? Just remind them what are the circumstances under which it works, and when does it not work? What do you do?
Yeah. I mean, mutual respect. I mean, we cannot say enough about that, and prioritizing your current partner. I think at any point, if they feel that, somebody else takes preference over them, it will affect your relationship negatively. And the biggest takeaway is take time to process in that initial breakup, because when you linger and harbor resentment, or you don't say, or you don't deal with it, it has potential to obviously make your new relationships for you to repeat the same mistakes at all. If you are going to have a healthy relationship, make sure that you've dealt with the feelings around the breakup, especially, so that you know that even if we are friends or they talk to me, I know that I don't have feelings for this person anymore.
Yeah. Refiloe Khameli is a relationship coach. Thank you so much for guiding us through this chat.
Thank you for having me.
4 minutes before 12.